Belonging in Utah is back, and we're learning a little bit more about the man who owned land and what was once Keatley Farm.
It was a farm that became a refuge for Japanese farmers during World War II. Jamie McGriff with this story.
I'm told before settling in Wasatch County to avoid internment camps, Fred Wada and his Japanese colony looked at the possibility of living in Weber County. Ogden was the target city, but there wasn't enough housing readily available, and so they continued their search.
They were originally looking at Duchesne County, but that didn't work because they could not provide the housing necessary, and they were too far away from a place where the produce could be loaded on a train and moved to wherever it needed to go.
Gently flipping through her grandfather's scrapbook.
He was the original scrapbooker. He was just so interested in all of this.
Vilate Whittle of Salt Lake City shared more of Utah's history preserved by her grandfather, George A. Fisher.
He liked to he has other books about Keatley and everything else, but this was just devoted to this period.
Whittle's referring to the World War II time period, when Mr. Fred Wada and a Japanese colony leased her grandfather's land and transformed it into Keatley Farm.
He was just going to open up and offer his land until he knew what was happening. So he met with Japanese officials in California and Mr. Wada, and all it took was a conversation with Fred Wada, and he knew he was fine.
But residents in nearby communities and counties were concerned about the cost associated with Fred Wada's group relocating to northern Utah.
One of the worries you'd hear from different counties and cities, well, we're going to get stuck with taxpayers paying for these people, and the federal government was worried about that.
But Whittle says there were no government entities involved in subsidizing the colony's move to Wasatch County. Fred Wada took care of any financial needs that came up.
Mr. Wada said that he didn't want everyone to come in at one time. You said that they came in small groups. Why was that?
Well, it's just because he didn't want to create, because that was quite a caravan that would create if you've got over 100 people coming and all of their stuff and everything.
Everything ultimately worked out. George A. Fisher's ties to the Japanese colony of Keatley Farm sealed his legacy in Utah's history.
I'm so happy that he made it possible for just a small group of people, and I wish it could have been more, to be able to have a different experience completely and be treated like human beings.
Whittle tells me her grandfather wrote diaries about Keatley. She says that those diaries helped to give more context to her grandfather's scrapbook and his perspective on life, all of which she appreciates. Jamie McGriff, KUTV 2 News.